Hey, Laptop Recruitment family, how are we doing? Let me get this on point. Well, a bit of sunburn today. That's not like the UK. So how are we doing, guys? How are we doing, girls? So this video, I just want to go through some key principles I've seen over the years around why recruitment search companies plateau, the impact of that, which is generally that, but how to do that. So why do they plateau and how can we fix it? So first things first, let's get clear on our definition. So we are a recruitment or search business owner, okay? And I always say recruitment search, just to get the umbrella covered, okay? But we run a business whereby we get a role in and we provide the talent for that role and we get paid, okay? Simple terms. Whether that be temp, whether it be contract, whether it be per hour, or whether it be 150k placement fee, that's what we're talking about. A business owner, okay, is who I'm talking to. So why does that business plateau? So the second thing to consider, what does plateau mean? What does it mean? Well, it means different things to different people. So the definition I've now taken on board from those I've encountered in this last 10 years is plateau means generally about a year plus we've had stable revenue. Now, what that doesn't mean, by the way, is every month we got the same revenue. What it means is we might have a really good March and April, then a really poor May, June, then a really good July, August. But at the end of the year, we've got 300k. And then the following year, we got 300k or thereabouts. So generally, behind that plateau is actually a feast and famine cycle. We've got really good months, really bad months. We go through phases of praying to God that this 2-month famine turns a corner, and then we had other times whereby we're like buses. We're just like what's going on here. So a plateau isn't necessarily we've got a predictable business and we got a consistent set of steps, i.e. we got a lead metric, a conversion metric, and a delivery metric, which is your business. Leads, conversion, deliver the candidate, that is your business. What a plateau means is year on year, we've got round about the same sort of number-ish, okay? So across 12 months is generally what a business owner will think about. Across 12 months, we've hit this number. So that's what I consider to be a plateau. You may have a different definition. So second variable, plateau. Why is that a problem? Why is it a problem? Well, if you've been working for the man and you've been in recruitment per 10 years and you've been bringing in a 100k salary and you're taking home 65k of that, I don't know where you are in the world. You've got 65k and you're tired of working for the man and you've now set up your own business. You know that you've actually brought in $750,000 worth of billings here. So you're now looking to set up alone and do your own thing. So you're taking that jump, okay? You're taking that jump. And what's happened is we've been working for the man and we've got a job and we put in X amount of hours and we get X amount of output from the back of that process. Now, from that process. Now, when we start a business, generally what happens is, depending on where you are in the world, you don't really need funding in this sort of business, but you may or may not put a business plan together, and most business plans they're just BS, to be frank. But you may have an expectation about, right, year one, I want to be doing this. And it might be to cover your typical salary. Or it might be like, I know I bill 750 for that company. I'm going to be doing 750 starting off. Don't know who you are. Don't know your niche. Don't know whether you've got gardening period legalities. You can't be in that niche. I don't know. However, so what we need to consider is, why are we making that jump from working for the man to go into business? Now, everybody's different. Everybody's different. What I would say is consistent with recruitment people I've met over the years is, when they've joined my program or one of my programs, they've come in with the definition of successes. I've been with Andy for 3 months, 9 months, sometimes 7 years, and my definition is going to be X. And the first definition is going to be what actually bring in revenue. what you bring in revenue. So if I think one of our quickest members came in, within 48 hours, they had inbound responses using one of our automation strategies. They had the conversion appointment booked and their T&C signed. And that company was doing 40K when they joined us. They did $500,000 that year. By the way, that's not the norm. But everybody's got a different definition, and they've got different goals and different risk factors. It's always input, process, output. But you've taken this job, jump from a job into your own business now, and you're looking to get to an outcome here. And then what happens normally is you're in the first year or 2, 3 years, X will happen, and X1 will be you're gonna be struggling to break even. X2 is gonna happen. You'll be making your job salary. X3 is gonna happen, and you're doing 3, 4x, etc. And life is good. Whatever your factor is, that's your thing. But whatever happens, we reach a plateau. We reach a plateau in our business, and what that plateau means, as I said, is we reach a 12-month figure, and consistently that tends to happen. So when a plateau occurs in your business is one of the drivers when someone comes to us, as an example. So it's going to be, I've been following Andy for 7 years, and we've now had 2 years of this. We've done all the same things, put the same effort in. We've got more bums on seats. We've tried this, and it's just not working. So we know things need to change. We know the market's changed. We know the world's changed. Now's the time. So that might be a driver for them, for their plateau. So the first thing to think about with your plateau is what's really going on here with your plateau. But from what I've seen, a plateau is when a business owner gets multiple 12-month periods and they go, right, this isn't good now. This isn't good. Now, what's caused that could be one of a whole set of different factors, whole set of drivers. There could be there's so much involved with what's caused that. But again, let's make your business really simple. Number one, you bring leads in and you bring in a matching candidate. So you've got this role, you've got a matching candidate. So you focus on a niche, we match the two up. Number two, we convert the client. Number two, also we convert the candidate. So there might be a lag time bringing the candidate in. Then number three, we deliver the candidate. We get paid if it's retained across our 3-step process, third. So we've got this process. This is not complicated, okay? So when we reach our plateau, what's happened? Well, usually what's happened is the business owner is first of all, the business owner is the point of success and the point of failure in that business all the time. They are the point of success and they're the point of failure every single time. So that should be really liberating to you. It is to me. I love it when we've got a problem, and my team will say this. If we've got a problem and someone says, Andy, I fucked up. I've done this and this has happened. Cool. Great. We know how to fix it, yeah? Fabulous. Won't do it again though, will we? No, cool. What I hate is when we've got a problem and I don't know what's caused it. So when you've got that accountability as a business owner and you've plateaued and you can say, right, this is why we plateaued. And you can take that head on, it's liberating. And I actually find it a real confidence booster to be that person in the room who will be willing to say, I am the problem here. So why you plateau, you know. You may be plateauing now, you may not be plateauing, you may be on an upward spiral, who knows. For me, if you're going down by 1%, whether it's 1% a week, a month, but it's consistent, just 1%, you're dying. And that is the biggest killer in business. What happens is when we get into that spiral of negative momentum, we get into this. First of all, it's not a biggie. Then it starts to become, well, 1% is now 2%, 4%, 8%, 16%. And then we've got something that's out of control and we don't know what caused it. Or we know I've caused it, but to now fix it is a big task. So now what happens is we even now take our eye off bringing candidates in. We've got to fix the client problem, but we need candidates for these open roles. So we can't fill those roles because we've got a client problem down here. Or we now get irrational and panic because we can't control our emotions about being a business owner when things are going down. So we get into a cycle of when the C word happened 18 months ago or so, that year when it happened, well, probably 10 months, 8, 9 months, all of my member calls that I had were focused on personal stuff. It wasn't focused on, Andy, I'm running podcast pitcher. Andy, I'm running the NPC Masterclass. Andy, I'm running the most sellable role. Andy, no, it was about something going on side here, because things got out of hand, but the environment had caused the problem, but then the business owner didn't deal with it maybe as well as they could have done, or they did, but then other factors came in, they're at home with the kids and the wife, etc. And those conversations I had was about fixing this more so than a strategy. So with a plateau, when a plateau occurs, be aware of what a plateau means for you. And say generally it's across 12 months. And when I've seen that happen, normally it then starts to do that. And I don't mean normally inside my programs, but when someone comes to us. So if I think of two examples, one gentleman who came to us, who'd been doing 250, 300 for over the previous decade. And the way of converting, he was flying into cities, he had an appointment lined up, which meant he wasn't seeing his family, etc. But the drive of him to change that and actually get things fixed was he had a daughter who was growing up, and I can't keep doing this. And he researched over 50 companies before coming to us. So on the one hand, you've got someone who's in that position whereby it's being forced on because of personal circumstances. It can't continue. On the other side, you've got the plateau, and there's somebody who's looking at it, and it's like, yeah, I know I need to change it. But it might just turn. And generally, that isn't someone that I want to be operating with. It's also someone that needs to take a good look in the mirror, because I wish them well, but we've got to be aware your business is a living, breathing entity. So identifying what a plateau is across 12 months, is it happening repeatedly? Number one. Number two, taking accountability of if the environmental factors like the economy and what's going on around us, that's what's caused it. What we're really doing is finding an opt-out. We're finding a reason why the business is doing this. Now, that's not to say you're being mentally weak, but you're being mentally weak, because at the end of the day, your bank will not give a fuck when they come to take your house or take your office, whatever. You will not be able to say, well, the economy's screwed. So what we've got to do is go, right, it's plateauing or it's going down by 1%. Something needs to change. Now, my business purely is bringing in client leads, bringing in matching candidates, or it might be bringing in the top 2% of candidates and using them to get business. So that's number one. Number two is converting the client, converting the candidate, and there's nurturing strategies and all that around that, of course there is. Then number three, delivering the candidate. So where's the big problem, first of all? Where's the big problem? Why are we plateauing? Well, the last 2 years we've had, let's look at what we've got. We've had, let's start in the middle. How many conversion appointments have we had? So client appointments have we had? Or how many candidates have we had that fitted that role? That's normally what business owners know. But if I ask them, what are your metrics? They've got no idea. So they don't know where the bucket has actually got a leak, where it's got a leak. So often when someone comes, and if they're cognizant of, right, something's not right here, and we look at metrics, if I'm getting, bullshitted around with, I don't want to share that number right now, it's good. We're not, go away and, you need to, reflect on what's going on here. But what often happens is if we got someone maybe coming for our high level mastermind, and first of all, we do a 15-minute call to make sure that we can help them. But also if we can't help them, we give them some really cool stuff to go away with, and they'll give us a set of metrics. These are my metrics. These are my constraints, etc., etc. Then when they jump on the actual strategy session with myself, they'll give me a different set of numbers than they've given us before. And I get that, it's human nature. We don't want to share when things are going down, and I get that. But we've got to be aware of this. This is your business at the end of the day, and your business is a living, breathing entity that is a reflection of you. And if it's plateauing, if you're happy with plateauing, then that's one thing. But if it's plateauing, generally from what I've seen, plateauing means you're 1% away from starting to go down. So understanding in your business, am I plateauing? Why is it happening? What are the metrics behind leads, clients, candidates, leads behind conversion appointments, leads behind delivery? What are those high-level metrics? There's actually just 6 high-level dials there to start with that you need. Of course, underneath it, there's another 10, 20, and it drills down, etc. But when you plateau, or when you think you're plateauing, I recommend anyway, don't rely on, well, normally we get lucky. The phrase that the gentleman gave me, who did his first 7-figure year business, was, before I came to you, I was always doing around, 250, 300, but it was feast and famine. It was up and down. I didn't know. I just didn't know. So if you're in that type of business, what it means, a role comes in. When the role comes in, you try and get candidates, which means you haven't got an operational process or automation, which can be just one simple strategy VA can run. You haven't got a process to bring leads in and appointments in. So when you get the candidate for this open role you've got no more business, or you're chasing your tail again. So plateau is normally the start of something not good. So be aware of the red flags in your business that trigger that. And be aware of, right, what are my numbers? And be aware of, if you're not growing, you're dying. It sounds like a Rocky line, that, but I've seen it so much and I live and breathe that myself. If you're not growing, you're dying. So if you're plateauing, it is worth taking that time out. And what that might mean is one day, take out one day, huge reflection, right? Let's look back the last 30 days, 90 days last year. 3 things that worked with getting clients, 3 things that didn't work with getting clients, 3 things that worked with getting candidates, 3 things that didn't work with getting candidates. Right, where am I right now? And get a complete objective view of what's going on in your ecosystem, because plateauing is the beginning of dying from what I've seen. And when this happened, it's all kicked off, say 15, 16, 17 months ago, we had generally 2 types of individual come to us. We had those who've said, right, I need to get, everything's been smashed, it's been knocked out of the park, as in not good. I need to go to a new niche. I've not built for 2 months. I need to do this. So they're in survival mode, looking to get stable. Then you've got the other companies who have always known that they need to do the things that we do here. And it'd be, Andy, been following for 3 years now. It's like, right, now's the time. Because they can see an opportunity. So make sure that you understand what's coming forward down in your business. We're in the time now, getting close to the middle of the year, where really we should be getting to a peak in most niches. So if you're at a plateau, it's probably a good time to make a decision or an observational set of analysis on what's gone on and what's created it, what needs to be fixed. And generally, to take that jump, and jump means generally at least double in 12 months. It's not going to be a whole set of 15 new projects. It'd be client leads and candidate delivery, or it'd be client conversion, and it's gonna be just one or 2 little dials. So plateauing, be aware of it. Be aware of it. I'm a massive professor of, with my members too. We do a 30-day plan. So every 30 days we do a plan, roll into a 90-day plan, into a year plan, 3-year plan. Be aware of, don't let it go from day 30 to day 33. Make sure your metrics are always consistent. Well, we think they're going to pay next week. No, be belligerent with yourself about each month. So guys, that said, don't let plateauing kill you. Laptop Recruiter family, big love with a bit of sun. Hey.